Whether you want to talk about straighten it out, let's straighten it out, or whether you want to talk about back at you. We're talking about the same guy. There may be 50 years between the two performances, but we're still talking about the same guy. His name is Latimore, and to introduce him, please welcome Bill Dahl.
Good evening. We should probably start with a video clip, shouldn't we? Of Latimore, if we can.
Latimore, the abbreviated stage name of singer, keyboardist, and songwriter Benny Latimore, has cut a dashing figure in the Southern Soul circuit ever since he began touring in the 1970s on the strength of his hits such as Stormy Monday and his best-known original, Let's Straighten It Out. Latimore, who was born in Tennessee in 1939 but has called Florida home since the 1960s, is now a distinguished and still spirited love philosopher and elder statesman of the scene.
I may not be Mr. Right, but I'm Mr. Right now.
In late 1973, my mom was tending bar, a little neighborhood joint in Chicago, and one day she came home raving about this new version she just heard of T-Bone Walker's Stormy Monday. It was on the jukebox there, but eventually she brought it home, and I instantly saw why she dug it so much. Not only did it swing like crazy, it was by an artist that was so cool he only needed one name. That was my introduction to Latimore, but before long I was hearing a whole lot more by him, especially his 1974 classic, Let's Straighten It Out, which was a perfect synthesis of simmering Miami soul and modern blues that shot to #1 on the R&B hit parade. Benny Latimore was born in Charleston, Tennessee. He started out singing in church and did a lot of listening to blues-soaked WLAC radio out of Nashville, where John Richborg and Hoss Allen ruled the airwaves. Latimore was attending Tennessee State University in Nashville when he got a gig as a vocalist for a local R&B band, Louis Brooks and the Hightoppers. He dropped out of school to work with Brooks, who encouraged him to get serious about his piano playing. Soon he was doing both in the Saxus band and learning how to be a professional at the same time. From there, Latimore joined the touring group of Nashville singer Joe Henderson, who hit big in 1962 with Snap Your Fingers. He toured the country with Henderson for a couple of years before relocating to Miami, where a club owner had offered him a steady gig at a joint called the Night Beat. Florida remains Latimore's home to the present day. An entrepreneur named Henry Stone had most of Miami's recording scene sewn up tight. Latimore began cutting for his labels in 1965. Although he made some great singles for Stone's Dade logo and did plenty of session work for other Stone-related artists, national success eluded him until he revived Stormy Monday. With former teen idol Steve Alamo as his producer, Latimore posted a string of smashes for Stone's Glades label from there. Let's Straighten It Out was followed by the steamy Keep the Home Fire Burnin', a lighthearted There's a Redneck in the Soul Band, the swaggering Qualified Man, and a surging Something About You. And by the way, Latimore wrote or co-wrote every one of those hits. Unlike a lot of the stars on Henry Stone's label, who rode the trend for all it was worth, Latimore valiantly resisted disco fever. He even registered his displeasure with a self-penned 1979 hit called Discoed to Death. After that, he moved over to Malaco Records in Jackson, Mississippi, and picked up right where he left off, making more great recordings that sat right at the intersection of blues and soul. More recently, he was back with Henry Stone again until Henry's passing. He's got a brand new CD out right now, Pop Standards, and one of his producers is Steve Alamo, bringing things full circle. For more than 4 decades, the Silver Fox has been one of the kings of what's known as the Chitlin Circuit, touring extensively as he wows the female demographic with his warm, burnished baritone and tender, unabashedly romantic lyrics. And he's still going strong today. So without further ado, it is my honor and pleasure to welcome Latimore to the Blues Hall of Fame.
Well, I would like to thank the Blues Foundation and everybody that's affiliated with this. This is an award that's really, really touching to me. You know, to know that somebody somewhere appreciates what you do and what you work hard doing. And what I do anyway is that, you know, we're the only people, we show business people, the only people who get paid to do something we would do even if we didn't get paid. And I have been on both sides of that fence. I have performed and didn't get paid, and I have performed and got paid. So the peaks and the valleys are there, but the peaks outdo the valleys. And I'm just proud to be in this business and still standing, still getting around and performing and recording. And I'm also happy to have my wife of 46 years here with me tonight. And also my youngest daughter who doesn't get an opportunity to see me perform. So she wanted to come and see me being inducted in the Hall of Fame. And that is a great, great, great privilege. And again, I would like to thank you. And I am going to, at my age, I'm getting on up there. I'm not as much as you. But I'm gonna catch up with you. I'm gonna catch up. My wife is older than yours. But I wrote a song one time called "I May Be an Old Dog, but I Still Know How to Bury the Bone."